for the Blue Devils. And away we go from Central New York. Hart juggles it into the end zone, and he will run it out and be tackled right around the 10-yard line. Wow. And Rickie Collins now and the Orange will be backed up deep in their own territory. That is
game. I mean, you'd like to think to give Rickie Collins a chance to, get accustomed to the game flow.
Orange off their own 11, and he'll tee up the throw and the catch for Jonte Cook against Chandler Rivers. There is a flag down on the play, 2 of them. And Adam Savoie, the referee, this might be a late hit on the quarterback. It is roughing the passer on the Blue Devils. What a gutty throw by Rickie Collins, Steve, with the Cards falling in on him here. That's Weaver, the corner.
Yeah. He launched on him. He hit him in the head. You can't do that. That was an RPO off the run game to open the game up with, which means a handoff. It's up to Rickie, or he throws it down the field. He chose the fade route.
After the penalty, they're out to the 44-yard line, and they're going to hand the ball, and this is Dixon taking off around the corner. Will Nixon crosses. He gets right to the midfield. It'll be a 6-yard gain, and all of a sudden Trey Freeman is injured for the Blue Devils.
For an injury to a defensive player.
So Freeman is down and looks to be in some considerable pain here as the Duke Sports Medicine folks are out to check on the talented outside linebacker, 5th-year senior from Durham.
I like the way they started the game here, Wes. I mean, they're trying to give an opportunity for a run-pass option, and then they come on the second play and they run a base counter gap scheme, and they're giving a chance for this offense to get going. They flip the field position now from just inside the 10, and now the ball's at the 50-yard line.
Yeah.
So the field's flipped already.
Well, after the shaky start on the kick return, Collins settled right in, didn't he? Making the big throw, taking a shot from Weaver, the safety who came on the blitz, and now they've put it in the hands of Nixon. So as they tend to Trey Freeman, let's give you an opportunity to kind of see Rickie Collins in action. Now this is after Angeli got hurt last week at Clemson. What'd you see here, Steve?
Well, I thought the pass was a little bit behind him, but then off of this RPO, he's able to hit a dart down the field. I mean, the coaches say he's got really good arm talent. You can see his arm talent. So given an opportunity to get comfortable, this kid has all the skills to be highly successful. It's just an experience factor. Now Duke has got to do a great job of unsettling him. They can't just let him sit back there and throw. And they went after him. Unfortunately for Duke, they created a penalty.
Well, Wes and Steve, good news for Syracuse is that Steve Angeli is on the sidelines. He got surgery on his left Achilles on Monday. Fran Brown saying how important it is for Rickie Collins' development that Steve Angeli is his biggest cheerleader.
Freeman, the good news for Duke, is off the field under his own power. Will Nixon's going to stay in the ball game after the 6-yard run makes it 2nd and 4 as we resume action here. 3rd snap of the ball game. Tried to go to Valari, that got batted away. Josiah Green, grad transfer from Dartmouth, got a hand in the pass lane of Rickie Collins, who I think was trying to get it to the Orange's leading receiver, and that's tight end Dan Valari.
Yeah, nice job trying to get a touch for Valari. They fake throwing the swing route to Will, and they throw this little screen inside to the tight end Valari, but nice job on defense batting that ball.
Collins again from the pocket on a slant. That's Cook. Jonte Cook. Last week, 6 catches for 113. Healthy and ready to roll, it looks like is Cook.
I mean, Syracuse bread and butter hitting those slants, and here they're right back at it again.
Collins going to throw, looking for Ross Simmons, and it's turned over. This is Weaver on the interception. Caleb Weaver back down the near sideline. He'll cross midfield and then pushed into the Syracuse bench. First turnover of the game goes to Caleb Weaver, who had 4 career interceptions a year ago at Sam Houston State. He's got his first as a Blue Devil.
All right, now the safety's going to break on this ball right now. Ill-advised throw. He was reading the eyes of Rickie Collins. Rickie needs to look him off to throw that skinny post, but he stared it down. It was a great pick, and now, of course, the field's reflipped in Duke's favor.
So the Orange commit the turnover. It is their 7th giveaway of the year, and now here is Mensah to work. Blue Devils in plus territory. Oh, the play is still alive. Mensah came to a complete stop. Everybody stopped. And all of a sudden, Hazley, the tight end, catches a pass. How about that? Steve, I've never seen that happen. Was there a flag finally thrown here? I think there was. Everybody stood around. Here's Adam Savoy, I think. What do we have?
Pass interference. Offense, number 18. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Cooper Barcate, the wide receiver, called for pass interference. Oh.
Wow.
How about that?
You could hear the whistle.
Yeah. And Barcate was called for pass interference well down the field against Demetrius Samuel Jr. So a penalty backs Duke up to its 39-yard line. So 1st and 25 is this dime. Mensah, slant route, catch is made. Quayshawn Brown, first down to the 35 of Syracuse goes the speedy Brown. Cornell Perry the tackle for the Orange. 26-yard pickup. On the hop is Duke. Mensah the throw. Brown again. Slicing inside the 30. He'll get almost 8 on first down to the 27. Peel the stop for Syracuse.
He threw that with a field nickel pressure coming off the edge, and Mensah just flipped it right out there, accurate, really well done.
All this coming off the Weaver interception. Now they're going to turn the corner, and this is the freshman Sheppard. Manny Diaz, Jonathan Brewer, the offensive coordinator. They're really excited about the freshman from Mandeville, Louisiana, Nate Sheppard, Steve.
Well, do you see him lower his shoulder at the end there? That's a physical run. I really like what Duke's doing now. They're playing in tempo right now, and Syracuse a little flat-footed right there. They ran a wide zone play and just ran right around the edge of the defense.
1st and goal it'll be. Ball on the 10-yard line. 3 minutes gone in this opening period. And this is Sheppard straight ahead. And Reese will make the play. 27-year-old David Reese, now in his 8th year of college football, to match his jersey number, makes a stop.
8 years of college football. Who'd ever thought you'd hear that? When that came off your lips right there, I was saying to myself, oh my gosh, how can that be? How can it be? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Oh, man.
Anderson Castle comes in. He was a bit of a star last week. 3 touchdowns, 92 yards on a dozen carries. First appearance for the Appalachian State transfer. Mensah wants to throw, looking, throws for Barcate in the end zone, can't get there, flag thrown. Samuel, the freshman, in coverage against the crafty Ivy League transfer, Cooper Barcate.
Pass interference. Offense, number 85. 15-yard penalty. Second down.
Hazley, the tight end, call for payout.
They're calling him for a running pick right now.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure that that's really accurate. He was trying to run, and he just got impeded in there. But, they see that. They're going to call that. Those are the picks that everybody's pre-alerted people to. So they got him.
3 penalties early on the Blue Devils, 45 yards. A couple of big ones. Snap to Mensah. They're going to hand it to Anderson Castle, and the Orange slow him down. Delorier, the true freshman from Canada, played his high school football in North Georgia, makes the stop, and now Duke is not going to bring Todd Polino on here. Here comes Quayshawn Brown. Here comes Nate Sheppard. Samir Hagans is on the field. No tight end, 4 receivers for the Blue Devils. Dome is roaring at Mensah. Orange bringing pressure. He'll slip it to Brown. At the 10, at the 5, and inside the 5 goes Brown. He won't get the touchdown. Deuce Chestnut made the tackle.
Really good tackle by Deuce Chestnut, saving a touchdown right there. That was a real good play. You're going to watch a little screen here. They're coming after, Syracuse is coming after Duke, and they hit this screen. They called a jailbreak across the middle. Nicely done, nicely operated, but they got to settle for 3 here.
Here is Polino now to try the field goal. Cade Reynoldsson is the holder. 22-yard try from Polino is good. So the field goal from Polino. And we're underway at the JMA Dome. 9:42 to go, first quarter, 3-0 Duke. Three 0 Duke. We rejoin you from the JMA Dome here at Syracuse. Manny Diaz's team getting the early interception and cashing it in. And Jaden Hart is deep again for the Orange to take the kick of Polino, who just gave the Blue Devils the lead. Todd now 7 for 10 on the year.
A few interesting plays, sequence back there between the interception and ill-advised throw, and then 2 big penalties on Duke's possession that impacted. They overcame one of them, couldn't overcome the second penalty.
Quick reminder to you, still more to come on ACC Network. You'll see California East this week at BC. After the loss at San Diego State, Eagles are coming off a bye week following the loss at Stanford, and then we'll send you to Palo Alto, San Jose State, and Stanford. 7:30 tonight, ACC Primetime, presented by Serpro, all on ACC Network, streaming live on the ESPN app. So Fran Brown's team from the 25, and Yasin Willis is coming to the ball game to join Rickie Collins. They'll hand it to big number 6, and what a play on the backside by V.J. Anthony, Vincent Anthony Jr. Steve, who's off to a terrific start in his senior season at Duke.
They're going to need him to have a terrific start. They ran a pin and pull, which are pulling offensive lineman runner wide zone play. The problem is the backside end's unblocked, and he tracked it from the backside right there with great quickness and speed. Quarterback might have to read that and pull it one of these times to keep him honest to stay at home.
Duke 5th in tackles for loss, averaging about 8.5 a game. Here's Collins, another throw on the perimeter, trying to get it on the edge. That's Clement, the tight end, and Caleb Weaver makes a tackle. Or no, it's Willis 6, not 0 Clement. So Willis the catch on the far side.
Caleb Weaver destroyed the block out there and made a great tackle. It was really well done.
Will Nixon will come in the ball game to spell Willis here. Interesting to talk to offensive coordinator Jeff Nixon, that's Will's dad, of Syracuse. He knew Manny Diaz would bring pressure. No matter how much and where it would come from. It's been on early from all sorts of areas, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're playing, Duke's playing really hard on defense. They're bringing pressure. They're going to try to disrupt Rickie Collins.
Here's Collins. This is 3rd and 11. Back across the middle. What a catch, Gill. In traffic, Darryl Gill Jr. converts the 3rd and long on a sharply thrown ball from Rickie Collins here, Steve.
They do a nice job up front of picking up the pressure. He stays in the pocket and delivers the strike. That's really impressive by Rickie Collins. It's a real confidence builder, but nicely done by Syracuse.
18 yards and a first down. They hit Nixon with the quick hitter up the middle. He'll pick up 3, maybe 4 on the play. Murgat is there. So Luke Murgat, the redshirt sophomore from the Eastern Shore of Maryland, is starting today in place of the injured Nick Morris, the inspirational leader of the defense, the guy who had the green dot. So does Murgat, as you see. So he's the guy that Jonathan Patke's talking to set Duke's defensive charges. It's a big test for Murgat, his first career start today. on the near side. The catch made right in front of the Orange bench, and that's Valari, the tight end.
One thing you can be sure of right now is Syracuse is running their offense. I mean, they're not changing a thing right now.
Right.
They're staying with what they do. They were real confident that Rickie Collins has been studying, has been taking reps, and is ready to go.
Third and short. Here comes Duke. They'll hand the ball, and look at Willis. Fight for the first down and more. One of those dang if you do, dang if you don't, right? Duke's trying to pressure here. Willis finds the gap, Coach.
Yeah, they opened up a seam, and they lost gap control. Duke did on defense, and Willis found it and put it right up in there for a first down. It was a really good run, really good patience on the run.
First down for the Orange. Duke territory now. You see the two tight ends to the right side. Collins again. This is Willis. Look at the big man go! 15, 10, and tackled at the 6. (6'1", 235 from Newark, and a hurdle.
Wow. I mean, that's some athleticism right there. Look at this. Look at the ups. Over the tackle. Great run.
Again, moving the stack forward. Best run of Yasin Willis's career, 35 yards. Sets up the first and goal.
This is exactly what Syracuse needed. They needed to establish the run game. They needed to be able to take some pressure off the quarterback, and they've done that right now. You know, Yasin Willis is a big-time back. He's the kind of guy that'll play at the next level on Sundays, and you're seeing a little bit of that right now, and I'm sure you'll see more.
And Collins to the perimeter, in trouble, eludes two, and finally Weaver grabs him and then got some Blue Devil help. And Rickie Collins is going to go down. They're going to measure it to the 11. Loss of 7 on the play for Fran Brown's team.
You're seeing a lot of penetration by Duke. Syracuse has not had a great record this year of protecting the quarterback or really of creating great run game. But tonight they're establishing the run. I thought on that last play, Rickie Collins showed a lot of toughness right there. His ability to evade tackles, break tackles. He showed me something on that play. I know it's a loss, but I think this kid's got a lot of grit.
Tight end 3 receivers for Collins. Got to cut it loose, and I think he got hit as he let it go. It'll be ruled incomplete on the field. And the pressure from Wes Williams, 97 in the white uniform, getting in the throwing lane of Rickie Collins.
What's interesting is they got pressure with a 3-man rush.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's not good. You got 5 guys blocking 3. There shouldn't be pressure like that. He's throwing off his back foot. The ball gets tipped. That's the kind of stuff that Duke's trying to do, and that's the kind of stuff that Syracuse has got to avoid. They've got to let this kid set his feet and throw the ball, because when he does, he's really good. He's got good arm talent.
The Iowa transfer, Trip Woody now for a 29-yard try to see if he can tie the game. He's 5 of 6 on the year. Longest was last week at Clemson, a 49. Kick is away from Woody, and it is good. So we're tied up. 4:10 to go. Opening period of play. 3-3.
Duke.
And we enjoyed our visit with him yesterday. There'll be no return by Hagens here. Dana?
Well, heck,
I don't know. Grace sounds like me. She's something special.
Yeah, sounds like Grace might be bringing the wood on that twin athleticism. We're seeing a lot more of the Nate train, and here's Sheppard with the catch on the perimeter. And he'll dig out 4 yards to start the drive here for the Blue Devils. Ask Manny Diaz now. Remember Peyton Jones, Jaquez Moore, Anderson Castle. You know, Sheppard last week, 14 carries, 61 yards against the Wolfpack. So the honest question yesterday in our visit was, hey Manny, how do we think this is going to go tomorrow? Well, you're going to see more of the Nate train. Well, The minute he said the Nate train, Steve, I knew we were going to get to see more of 20 in the white shirt.
Yeah, and we can see why. He brings the wood when he runs, you know, and that's a good thing for Duke's offense.
Tell you what, the early report on Sheppard was he was a make-you-miss guy out of Mandeville. Comes from a football family. His dad was a defensive back in Louisiana Tech. His mom played volleyball in Ruston. His older brother, Will, played at Colorado and at Vanderbilt, was a very talented wide receiver. Here's Mensah on the roll, throwing Barcate the catch near midfield. Cooper Barcate came in with 17 catches and averaging almost 20 yards a grab. And he gets 21 there to move the sticks for the Blue Devils.
Run a little sprint out pass here and runs away from the backside pressure and throws a real accurate ball against the sideline.
And here is Sheppard breaking free. 10-5, touchdown Nate Sheppard. It's 49 yards. And it's his first rushing touchdown of the year.
And they got in tempo on that play. I mean, bang, they were up on the line, snapped the ball. I mean, we were hardly ready to see that. I'm sure the defense wasn't ready. He's into the secondary, and what a great explosive run for Duke.
Polino to add the point. The kick is good. 49 yards and the first touchdown of the year for the freshman Nate Sheppard.
He's through the linebackers in the second level. What a run, what an explosive, great job.
It's 49-yard touchdown run has made it 10-3 Duke. These two teams going back and forth at each other here, Coach.
Somebody needs to start playing some defense, or we're going to have a shootout here.
Yeah. Duke, by the way, 10th in FBS now with 29 plays of 20 or more yards. And this is Hart. He'll bring it out. 10. And stacked up shy of the 15 and pushed back. They might give him the 13-yard line. Blue Devils covered it nicely. Pelicata, the backup at safety, led the charge for Duke. So now the ball's back in Rickie Collins' court here.
It sure is. And, you know, I think he's done a great job to open up this game. I really do. I know he threw the pick early, and that was a bad decision. But other than that, I think he's played pretty well. And they've got to get him back in rhythm here right now.
So the ball off the Orange 13 after the Duke touchdown drive in 4 plays in less than a minute. Nixon in the backfield. Here's Collins to throw, and incomplete, looking for Valari, the tight end again. Murgat, the linebacker, right there on the case.
Really good coverage. You know, really nice job. They're looking for the slant routes there. They're playing one high safety, Duke was. And just a little stick route combination here by the tight end, but well defended.
Yep. So So second down and 10. Collins from the gun. Play fake and a quick throw. Tried to get it back to Gill, and now a flag's been thrown from upfield in front of the Duke bench on Landon Callahan, who had the coverage, redshirt freshman. I believe is going to be the guilty party here. Uh-oh. Tap of the head by the head linesman means maybe ineligible.
There are fouls by both teams on the play. An eligible player downfield. Offense number 57. Pass interference. Defense number 21. Those fouls offset. Replay second down.
All right. Okay, coach. Here we go.
Yeah, what you're going to see at the right tackle here, they're going to run just a little bit of an RPO deal here. And the linemen don't know that he's pulling the ball to throw it. So the lineman's down the field. And that's what Duke has paid attention to on film. Then you see on the other side here, he's hooked.
Right.
The wide receiver. So those are two great calls and obviously offsetting penalties.
Second down, the full 10. Replay of the down. Nixon in the backfield. He'll get the carry. Williams will tackle him from behind. Out at the 15-yard line.
Really like Jeff Nixon. He's a utility back. He can run it well. He's a good third down guy out of the backfield catching the ball. I'm sorry, Will Nixon.
Will Nixon.
I
Jeff's
know.
son.
Jeff's son. It happens. Yep. But I really like him as a player, and we met with Jeff and talked about him, and what a great opportunity for him to coach his son. I love that.
Yep. Valari in motion. Third down now and 8. Rickie Collins the clap. Here's the snap. Trying to throw back for Valari and overthrows Valari and short of Jonte Cook. So that'll be a 3 and out for the Orange. And Aaron Hall. And this is where Duke can get you if you're not careful. Williams, Hall. We've already talked about Green and Anthony today. Steve, that's a pretty good front four. Manny Diaz is backing over there.
19 is 85.
Yeah, they are, and they created some pressure in the pocket with a double twist. But I'm not sure where that ball was going. I'm not sure who he was throwing it to. So that was obviously a pass that he didn't have his feet set and wasn't accurate.
First punt of the day for one of the nation's best. Stonehouse high in the sky here at the JMA Dome, and Quayshawn Brown will signal for the fair catch. 46-yard punt, and Anderson Castle.
Career for him to thank, and I wouldn't be where I am today without him.
Here's the first down give, and that's Jaquez Moore. And Anderson Castle has been already in the rotation. We get our first look at Jaquez Moore. Raheem Long the stop for the Orange. And of course, we lost a great football man this week with the passing of Sean Clark.
Very sad story. Obviously way too young, and just tough for our prayers, thoughts with his family.
Yep. Here's the second down play for Mensah. Looking far side, that's Hagens on the catch. He'll be tackled right around the 50-yard line. Dana, I think it's safe to say we had the good fortune to cover Sean Clark on ACC Network because of Appalachian when he was the head coach there, but he touched so many people in college football. The landscape's amazing for the impact that Sean Clark had. Here's Mensah again launching, and boy, throws it to nobody because some route confusion with Andrell Anthony, I think, and also Quayshawn Brown.
Yeah, clearly a miscommunication there on routes.
Yeah. And now they're going to throw a flag for intentional grounding.
Intentional grounding. Offense number 10. Ball be placed in the spot of the foul. Loss of down. And second down.
Wow. Blue Devils kind of their own worst enemy with some penalties here, Steve, in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Even the touchdown lead, and you still go, man, every penalty they get's a big one. It's 15 yards, it feels like.
Yeah, what has it been, 4 right now?
That's their 4th.
Yeah, it's a lot of penalties in a short amount of time, and it's really taken them off schedule. Now they've been able to overcome a couple of them, and a couple they have not. So,
4 of them, 15 each.
Yeah, that's a lot of yards.
Yeah.
We're barely into the game here.
So second down now, and 18. And Adam Savoie and his crew want to visit here a little bit, make sure they got the game marked up the right way. And everybody comfortable with where it is. Orange bring 4. Mensah from the pocket. Gonna throw it off his back foot. Hazley was headed toward the bench. He was getting heavy pressure from Jobity and also Omo Pariola. So now Syracuse is starting to create a little leverage with their front too.
I would have really liked to see them have a little quicker route structure there, maybe get half of it or a third of it. He was waiting on routes to open. You can't do that, you know, and they got some surge up the field there on him.
Crowd roaring here now at Mensah and the Blue Devils. 3rd and a long way. Quick throw, Hagan's the catch, tries to acquire more, can't. Still going to be 10 and change shy on the peel tackle. It's an 8-yard throw.
So the penalty is coming back to haunt him.
Sure is.
Couldn't overcome it, and what a foolish penalty to have. It's just a mix-up. And so they've got to punt the ball away now.
Syracuse 0 is now 81. 0 is 81.
So the Orange make a change. And Davian Kerr is deep to return the punt. He will ask for a fair catch off the foot of Reynoldson and make it there. So Syracuse going to be again inside its own 20-yard line to start this possession. 32-yard punt by Cade Reynoldson. Don't forget, we're just underway with a full day of football. 3 games for you tonight after we're done in the Bay Area. Stay tuned for ACC Huddle Final Score. All the highlights, breakdown, interviews, key plays, key players, and coaches. ACC Huddle Final Score, great way to get caught up on all the day in the Atlantic Coast Conference tonight on ACC Network.
I'd like to see, Wes, a little dose of Yasin Willis. I think take a little pressure off of Rickie here and run this ball a little bit.
This is Willis on cue, hard running to the 25.5-yard line. Caleb Weaver and friends make the tackle. And that will be the final play
end of the first.
Corrected for us to have a chance to win. And then really it's going to be about which team can run the football and help out their quarterback.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you see Will Nixon with the carry to start quarter 2 for the Orange. Aaron Hall the stop, but it's enough for the Syracuse first down.
I think Manny is right on the money. Penalties,
oh, yeah.
Penalties, 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 self-inflicted wounds. Get you off schedule and they just kill you.
Not hard to sort out when you see it right in front of you sometimes, is it? Rickie Collins making his first career start collegiately today. 5 of his first 9, and here is Nixon. And, you know, it was interesting in talking yesterday with Fran Brown and also Jeff Nixon. You're kind of probing a little bit. Hey, you know, look, you got Willis, you got Nixon, you know, that can be his best friend today, is the run game.
No question. Those guys are real talented, and it really helps a quarterback a lot. And they're trying to do that now. They're weaving in the run game here, which is credit to them.
Yasin Willis returns to the lineup. Here's the second down throw, looking to get it to the big back, and they do on the perimeter. That'll be close to a first down. Probably will be an Orange first down. Tyshawn Reed the tackle. You see Reed, he wears 10 on defense for Duke. He is a long 6'3", 245-pound sophomore from Moultrie, Georgia, who played at Colquitt County, who has a terrific high school program, went 25-1 as a prep. But he's the next kind of like VJ Anthony guy they're excited about.
Yeah, they have 2 strong guys on the edges, no doubt about it. They're athletic and twitchy.
Here's Collins trying to get the throw to Ross Simmons, and a flag's going to be thrown here, and that's going to be on Kamari Robinson. The redshirt sophomore.
Pass interference, defense number 5. 15-yard penalty with an automatic first down.
Hey, Dana, we didn't have to look long at Justice Ross Simmons to know that Syracuse got to get him the football. This guy, holy smokes, this is an athlete.
I mean, there's honestly, there's a lot of contact on both guys on that play.
Sure.
I mean, they're both pushing on each other, tugging on each other.
Here's the snap. Collins on the perimeter, and a flag is thrown. So we get a marker down on the incomplete pass for Nixon. Chandler Rivers. Now, this might be another late hit on Rickie Collins.
Holding.
Nope.
Offense, number 75. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Trevion Mack, the left tackle. So the holding call will back the Orange up. That's their first penalty of the day. Look here, Coach.
Yeah, you see the left tackle right now. He's grabbing right from the get-go, and then he throws him down to the ground, throws him into his quarterback's legs. You know, just got his hips open, but the speed of the edge rush has been really good by Duke.
First down and 20, back in Orange territory. Collins almost threw it to Weaver again. Trying to get it to Jonte Cook. Oh, Caleb Weaver, it was all over him before he realized what was there.
Yeah, you know, there was pressure on him. He's thrown off his back foot. He shouldn't have thrown that football. Those are the kind of throws right there that come back to haunt you with interceptions and those turnovers you can't have. Sometimes you just have to take the sack or throw it away.
Yasin Willis returns. They got to get lined up. They're going to put him in a slot here to the near side. Empty set look for Collins. Rifling for, oh, what a catch by Cook, and it's a first down. My goodness, the ball came out. There's a flag thrown on the play. Duke says they've got the football. In fact, the Blue Devils get up. Bradley Gompers has it. Look at this, Coach. What a catch by Cook to start.
He really gets up in the air here and see if the ball's moving around quite a bit. He doesn't seem to have control.
Targeting. Defense, number 15. Previous play is under further review.
So a potential targeting on Kevin O'Connor here. The defensive end, the Viper, if you will. Off the right side here.
Yeah, I don't know that that's targeting. He certainly didn't lead with his head.
Yeah, I don't know that it's 15. So number 2 would be Jaden Francois.
You know, he's turning his body on contact.
Jonte Cook going to the ground. That's when the flag was thrown. So they identified O'Connor here, but that's not the player at all. It looks to be that might be Francois. There you see him coming in from the.
Yeah, that's a defenseless player. He got him into the head, and that's targeting.
For those of you that have been accustomed to the ACC's access that we've been given on some of our broadcasts this year, we do not have that here in the noon start today at Syracuse. So you'll just get the traditional delivery of the message here after Adam Savoie has gone over for review. Fran Brown kind of sorting things out with this crew. Syracuse, if so, what a catch by Cook, throw by Collins. And yeah, it's been a little bumpy here for Rickie Collins, right? But that's kind of, isn't that what you expect, Steve?
Yes, I mean, he's getting experience on the run right now. And, you know, that's a favorite concept of theirs, being able to throw that curl route in there versus the zone, the soft zone, and he bangs it in there well. He's got arm talent. I mean, he can throw it. I mean, you know, nice throw, good completion.
Meanwhile, Manny Diaz also tying things up. And that's Francois. Wow.
Now that ball looked, you know, that. I wonder I think the interp here, they're going to the head on a defenseless player.
Well, he's down on the ground when the ball comes loose, right? Because the contact occurs when. I mean, is he going to the ground? Or is he already down when the targeting occurs?
Yeah, I'm not sure on that angle.
So they got a lot to sort out
Yeah.
here, because then the ball came loose as well. So here's another look at it. We're slowing it down, obviously. So Rivers tried to rake it out after the catch. I see a right knee down before the ball comes out.
Well, on the hit, the ball is jarred on the hit. This would have been interesting to hear the officiating crew that we've had the last few weeks.
Francois trying to at least litigate some of the public consensus here. There's a lot involved in this, and that's why I think it's taking a little bit longer to get resolved. And you see the criteria for the targeting call here.
Well, it's not any forcible hit by helmet, right? So it's the forcible contact to the head or neck on a defenseless opponent. That's the piece of the targeting criteria that looks to have happened here. And then, of course, when exactly that ball jars.
So Adam Savoy is finished, and here's what we have.
After further review, the Syracuse receiver caught the ball, fumbled, which was recovered by Duke. There is no foul for targeting. 1st and 10 Duke at the 39-yard line.
Wow.
Second turnover of the game for the Orange here. Also the knee. So they resolved that the ball was out before the player was down. And as you can imagine, the partisans not happy.
Wow, there's a lot of boos raining down here in the dome. There was a lot there. We knew there was a lot going on when he was watching that replay.
Yep. So Duke takes over at its 39-yard line. Nate Sheppard, the running back, with Darian Mensah. The play fake. Mensah now to Sheppard. Nice catch out of the backfield. First down and more. And Sheppard pulled out of bounds inside the 45 of the Orange by Sparrow.
I just want to say this right now. That Nate Sheppard made that look easy, but he turned back and scoops the ball here on this check down by Mensah, and just effortlessly is in full stride.
And now tries to bounce it to the right side, and look at Sheppard go. Steve, we're watching the live development of a rookie running back for the Blue Devils here. I mean, given what he did last week in Durham in the win against NC State, 14 carries, 61 yards. He's got a 49-yard touchdown run already. And now here's Mensah, the catch by Barcate, and he will score. So Cooper Barcate into the end zone. And the Blue Devils on the board again with 12:01 to play first half.
Well, they hit him on an RPO here, and that's set up by the run game. And they hit a little skinny post. Beautiful ball right on the hands. Touchdown. But credit Nate Sheppard, in my mind, for getting the defense's eyes. I mean, Nate Sheppard, he's on his way to dudehood. He's going. He's about ready to be in the dudehood here right now.
Boy.
I'm telling you.
Polino for the point. And the kick from Todd Polino is good. So a bang play on the catch by Cook that Syracuse looked like they were going to get a first down. The fumble is ruled after review. And then, as they say, 3 plays later, Cooper Barcate into the end zone. Syracuse has turned it over twice. Duke's got 10 points off the 2 turnovers. The latest, Darian Mensah, 34 yards to Cooper Barcate. And the Blue Devils have built a 2-touchdown lead here at the JMA Wireless Dome early in quarter number 2.
Duke overcoming massive amount of penalties.
And Polino kicks it through the end zone. By the way, Sheppard's got a career high 4 carries for 77 yards, including the touchdown run. Manny Diaz has seen Darian Mensah open the game, 9 of 12 for 147, and now the touchdown throw to Barcate. But yet, what was this note to Dana? We got to quit making these penalties. The penalties have just unraveled what could have been actually more, Steve,
yeah, no
for
doubt
his
about
squad.
It. Yeah, the penalties have been critical for Duke. And now Syracuse has to answer on this drive. This is an important drive for the Orange. They've got to be able to move the ball down the field here and reestablish some momentum.
Yasin Willis joins Collins in the backfield. And the give is to Yasin Willis out of Newark. He'll get 5 on the play to the 30. Francois and Freeman make the tackle. Good to see Trey Freeman back out there. He's shaken up early in the ball game today for Duke.
I really like Yasin Willis. I mean, he is, I don't know what he's averaging right now. We'll have to stat that up, but
yeah,
he looks like he's about 5-6 yards a carry right now, and I would ride him. I think this guy is tough.
You coached a couple guys that look like Yasin Willis.
Yeah, I sure have. I mean, he's an impressive guy, and I would feed him the ball.
You had one not quite that tall, but just as impactful in the open field. No gain on the play there. In fact, he might have lost a yard, and Duke's got 3rd down coming up defensively. Murgata and Anderson to stop. He is, in my opinion, I'll take this one home for you. Yeah. In my opinion, he's a bigger Andre Williams.
Yeah,
that you had at BC.
Yeah, he certainly looks like he's a longer, taller guy, but he's got that power and he's got that burst. You know, Syracuse offensive line's got to block for him a little bit now. In that last play, there's a lot of penetration. He had nowhere to go with that football. You know, they've got to be able to kind of get control of Duke's defensive front.
3rd down now. Orange is 3 for 5 today. Collins to throw out of the backfield. Cook is chopped in half. What a hit by Callahan. My goodness. And Jonte Cook, who had been shaken up earlier in the season, comes limping off here.
Oh boy, that's I hate those hits. Those are violent hits to the lower part of the leg like that. Wow. Wow, that's a tough deal. He got up limping a little bit, but those hits can knock a guy out of a game.
And now all of a sudden, the Orange on 4th down has Collins back on the field.
Well, Duke's got to be careful here. They're not trying to draw him off sides. You know, they might take a shot at that here with the snap count.
Willis is the deep back. They're going to hand it to him. He's got the 1st down. So in negative yardage territory, they give the ball to Yasin Willis.
Fran Brown did a great job with that. I think he sensed right now this thing, momentum was turning on him. He needed to do something. That's a pretty gutsy call now to be able to hand that ball off, and potentially they don't get the 1st down. Duke's got a short field, so I give Fran a lot of credit for making that call.
He went old school I formation with his son. There's Fran Brown Jr., the fullback at 220 pounds out of Coney County outside of Atlanta. Here's the give. This is Will Nixon going to work. Another coach's son. Now a flag is thrown in from in front of the Orange bench on a play of about 8 yards. And hold the phone here. Manny Diaz says it's on Syracuse.
Offense, number 7. 15-yard penalty. It's 1st down.
3rd penalty of the day, and this one is on Darian Williams, a freshman from here in Syracuse, playing at the wide receiver spot. Might have been the old pick play here, Coach.
Usually that's what it is. I did not see it, but that's usually the culprit. Let's see. Let's get the review here. Oh, yeah, there we go. He's engaged down the field.
You got to run the route, don't you,
That's not a pick play.
No.
That's just a maul.
Yeah, that's just a grab. You kind of got to bump and go, don't you? If you run into him, you got to kind of sell it down the line a little. And Collins fumbled the ball, trying to make the throw. There's a scramble for it. And the whistles blow. Let's see who ultimately comes out of there with it. The Orange. Oh boy, getting up off the bottom of the stack. That's Bertrand, or Bertrand, Bertrand, I should say.
He just lost the ball out of his hands. Simple as that. I mean, it happens. Now nice job by looked like one of the offensive linemen hustling back there.
Quill.
Quill, yeah. Bertrand. I had Nicquell at Texas A&M. I recruited him out of Philadelphia.
Good-looking prospect, 6'6", 325. Play fake, and Collins, it got batted down and incomplete. Second time Duke's been able to bat one away.
Yeah, and that's a byproduct of a lot of penetration. When that ball gets batted, they get penetration in the pocket.
Oh, it's Josiah Green.
He's active, Josiah Green.
Yeah,
he's been all over the field here today, both rushing the quarterback, stopping the run. Physical guy. Got to be careful here now, Wes. 3rd and a country mile. Just run a little screen or a draw here, punt the ball. Be careful. Don't throw an ill-advised pass down here and put Duke on a real short field. I think Syracuse needs to be careful here. Maybe run it, maybe, like I said, draw it, maybe screen it.
Here is Nixon, and he gets dropped on the dive play out beyond the 15. Weaver and Freeman are there, and now the punt. Here comes one of the nation's
19
best.
is now 85. Syracuse 19 is 85.
Here comes Jack Stonehouse, a transfer from Mizzou. It's a punting family, these Stonehouses are. And this young man comes into the ball game. He is first in the ACC and 4th nationally at 49.6. He is #1 in the ACC and 12th nationally in net punting.
I had his cousin at Colorado State, and he was sensational. You're right, it's all in the family here.
And that ball hits at the 30 or inside the 30, takes a big bounce for the Blue Devils, and it's touched up around the 33. 46 career punts now, 50 or more for Jack Stonehouse.
His cousin had long.
To Syracuse, how awesome is this, Wes and Steve? Steve Angeli, of course, cannot play, got Achilles surgery on Monday. He's crutching over after every offensive series, hobbling on crutches to stand behind Rickie Collins to help him watch the iPad, talk through different plays, give him a boost of confidence. What a great teammate that is in aiding in Collins' development as he makes his first start here in the Dome.
We were talking before the game about the story yesterday Fran Brown was telling us in regard to the competition that took place in August for the starting job that ultimately went to Steve Angeli. Here is Mensah, play fake on first down. Duke trying to add to the total, right back across the middle. That's Hazley, the tight end, out across the 35. Fran Brown saying he had both guys in his office, told Rickie and Steve who he had selected and why. Jeff Nixon was in there, the offensive coordinator, right? And then Rickie Collins proceeded to go out that day and have his best practice of the year, Steve.
It speaks to his character, what he's all about. You know, he said, okay, I'm going to go out and I'm going to work harder and I'm going to get better, and you got to love that in a player.
Yeah. You saw Jakari Williams, who was also in that huddle, wearing #4 for the Orange. He is now the backup to Rickie Collins. Here's Mensah fighting up in the pocket, and he'll be sacked. They take him down behind the line. That is Reese and Rashard Perry making the play. Big Rashard Perry in there for the Orange at 295 pounds from Buffalo.
Yeah, this is a coverage sack right here. The protection's actually pretty good. He's bouncing around there. Nobody's open. So he puts it down and takes off with the ball. That's a great job by Syracuse in the coverage, and that's what they need. Be able to take away those open zones.
Third down play for the Blue Devils, who come in 7th in the league. 44%. They were 5 of 12 last Saturday at home against NC State. Mensah looking right, throws. That's Barcate. And I don't think he got the first down. In fact, they're going to push him out back inside the 40 on the Samuel coverage. 4th down and 2, and Duke's got the offense on the field here. In fact, Syracuse is subbing, and Duke's trying to run a play here. The Orange scramble Hastings on to play in that defensive front. Here goes Mensah to Anderson Castle, right into the teeth and forward for the first down.
Wow, you're seeing both coaches right now. Gutsy calls, going for it. I mean, that's a lot of times what that book tells you to do, but it's hard to make that call. I mean, you don't get it. You're giving them a short field. Nice job, good push, good drive at the end, getting the first down.
5 minutes and change to go in this first half. Duke already with a 2-score lead, and there's going to be a flag thrown here. Barcate, all the way down the far side, was the intended receiver. Samuel, the freshman, trying to stay with the transfer from Harvard.
Defense number 1, 15-yard penalty with an automatic first down.
Yeah, I mean, he gets a hold of him and grabs him here about midway through the route and tugs on him and just impedes his ability to run. That's a good call. What's amazing to me, though, is if you watch all the time, Duke comes off of those first downs, those deals like that, bam, they're on the ball, they're taking a shot.
Yeah.
And that's their MO, you know.
1st and 10 now, 41-yard line of the Orange. That's Jaden Moore in motion. Anderson Castle will bounce for maybe 3 to the 38. You're Manny Diaz here, Steve. You're going to get the ball to start second half. You're under 5 to go here.
You want to take a nice drive down the field, score a touchdown, go into half, and then come out and get the ball and have a chance to score again. No doubt about it. I mean, that's the strategy right now.
And you're doing it against a team that's won 6 straight home games. 53-week home winning streak is the way it works out on the calendar for the Orange. And that run will make it 3rd and short. Again, it's Anderson Castle.
I'll tell you what, Wes, I got 4 great years playing in this dome. This is one tough place to play in. This has a great home field advantage here.
Yeah.
And it's the fan base is passionate. Tough deal.
Here's Castle bouncing through, trying to get another first down. I think he's going to get held short by about a yard, maybe a yard and a half. So if you're Manny Diaz, you're pulling the trigger again here, Steve?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any question. You pull the trigger before. I think more now his question is he going to run or throw this ball? Will he run the read play with Mensah and Mensah pull it if the end crashes too hard? Or will he block the edges and hand it off? Or does he take a play action? Those are kind of like the 3 choices, I think, here. It'll be interesting to see what he does.
Blue Devils already hit a 4th down. They're 5 of 8 on the year. Play fake. Here's Mensah to his right. There's room. He'll step out of bounds after he picks up the first down. At the 29.5-yard line goes Darian Mensah, and the Blue Devils hit their 2nd 4th down conversion in the drive.
Yes, nice job here. It's a different kind of naked they use where they try to get the back matched up out of the backfield on a linebacker on a pocket movement by the quarterback, so he has a throw run option. Well constructed.
Pistol set here. 2 tight ends in the package. And the first down give. This is Sheppard trying to find the corner again. Boy, there is a lot to like about the 5'10", 200-pound freshman from Louisiana, Nate Sheppard.
He's got like when you watch him run, he's a smooth runner, but he's got a second gear. You know, it's kind of fun to watch. He's a heck of a player.
Yep. He had 19 carries for 136, averaged almost 7.5 a carry in their last 2 ball games coming into today.
Syracuse is subbing a lot. They're getting tired on defenses, you know, on this drive right now. So I'm surprised maybe Duke's not picking the pace up a little bit, but they're probably trying to wind this clock down a little bit lower too and score and end it there in half.
Here's Mensah, play fake, giving ground, now going to throw and overthrows Sheppard. In coverage was Delorier, the linebacker, with Nate Sheppard. Clock will stop 9 seconds ahead of the 2-minute timeout. It'll be 3rd down and 9. And Fran Brown's team needs to get a stop if they want to try and add something going to the locker room.
Yeah, they sure do. It's an important series. They got him in 3rd and long right now. That's where you want to have them. And the question is where's Duke's field goal range here? But this is a big down. Duke's got a big decision as well here. Are they going to try to get it all in the air, or get 3/4 of it, half of it, and then go for it on 4th or kick it?
Anthony, Moore, and Barcate layered out to the right. Castle going there with him. There's Mensah getting it to Anderson Castle. He'll step out of a tackle. First down again inside the 20. Castle tackled right around the 12 by Kerr. 17-yard throw on 3rd and 9 for the Blue Devils. That gets us to the 2-minute timeout. Duke in the red zone when we come back. Coach, after a big third down.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, what we're going to have is a zero pressure right here, and you've got Brahim Long matched up on Anderson Castle man-to-man, and he's running as Castle takes off, trying to get up and tackle him. Can't get him on the ground. Strong back Castle is. Zero blitz, bring the house. Didn't pay off. Duke had the right call on there. Big first down.
Tight end to the left, 3 receivers on that side here as Mensah goes again. From inside the 20, throwing for Barcate, a touchdown for the Blue Devils. There's a flag on the play in the end zone. We'll see if Cooper Barcate has his second TD catch.
Defense number 1. Penalty is declined. Result of the play is a touchdown.
4 catches, 76 yards, and now a second touchdown catch for Barcate. And second TD pass for Mensah.
Yeah, I mean, Demetrius Samuel is in the coverage. He looks like he gets disorientated right there. And of course, you know, you've got Barcade, who just really is a knack for getting open and finding the ball. Really nice job by Mensah in terms of finding him. Well done.
Point after's good. 3 touchdown lead now for Manny Diaz's team, Coach.
Yeah, it's a big margin. Oh, yeah, he's tugging on his shoulder there, and then he kind of loses him. So Duke goes in, opens up the lead before half.
4-3 Duke. Final 1:55 of this first half. And Rickie Collins is getting ready to get the ball back. Orange has all 3 timeouts. And Duke is dancing at the bench, because the Blue Devils, despite being kind of caught in a penalty trap, Steve, have had more big plays in this first half. And now Rickie Collins, who's had a bumpy first half, is going to get one more shot at least.
Yeah, I mean, here's Rickie Collins right now throwing that ill-advised throw for an interception. You know, he's kind of, the ball, his arm got kind of hit and then he loses the ball trying to throw the ball, just loses it out of his hand. So he's had a couple of plays here, and now you're in a situation where you're Fran Brown. You're saying we got to go get points before the half, but you're exposing your quarterback right now in a situation where he doesn't want to throw a pick or throw a turnover.
First down give. This is Will Nixon diving for 5. Fran Brown's got all 3 timeouts here. Barcate, the linebacker, starting in place today for Nick Morris. Boy, veteran leader for the Blue Devils, playing that Mike Backer spot, injured last week in the NC State game.
So they're opting to start this thing out, run the ball so you can get a little field position. They did. Now come back and throw it.
Oh boy, what a hit by Rivers against Nixon. Maybe a yard to the 32. And Duke has been a physical bunch here. Both sides of the ball in the first half.
They sure have. And Manny talked to us about poor tackling last week.
Yeah.
They're not poor tackling now. They're strong tackling right now, physical tackling.
Collins. And he'll be taken down. That is Caleb Weaver, by the way. Play before that, look at here.
Timeout. Duke, their
Big
first.
play. Nice
30
hit,
seconds.
wrap up, drop them on the spot. Now, Syracuse got decisions to make here.
Well, so a timeout taken. Syracuse, by the way, has averaged 21 points in their first half this year. They're 21st in FBS scoring. They got 3 here today. They are 7th in the ACC, 33rd nationally at 38 points a game. Both of these teams have sparkling offensive stats, Steve.
No question.
The question was who was going to be able to dig in and create a little leverage on the defensive side, and so far it's been Duke.
It has been Duke, you know, because both defenses have been suspect, but Duke's playing a little stronger on defense right now than the Orange. Right decision here, punt the ball, get it off, try to play some defense.
Barcate will wait on the punt. And he'll 22-yard line of the Blue Devils. 46-yard punt by Stonehouse. So our ball game really kind of summarized by the explosives of the Blue Devils on offense. This is Nate Sheppard's first touchdown in a Duke uniform. 49-yard run. That broke a 3-3 tie. And then Mensah to Barcate. This is the first of 2 between these 2 guys. And then a moment ago, Darian just drops this in the bucket, Steve.
Beautiful throw, beautiful throw. Nice route. Well, they got another opportunity here with 51 seconds to try to get some more points, and I'm sure that's what they're doing here in empty here.
Yep.
Now they're going to bring him back into the backfield and scoot him out, throw a little swing.
Steve's calling the game. He's got it. Pick up almost 3 on first down. And
Timeout. Syracuse, their first. 30 seconds. Please reset the game clock to 45 seconds.
Timeout by Fran Brown. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Blue Devils. Well, week 5 in the ACC started last night in Charlottesville, and it has laid kind of the groundwork for what could be today. And you'll hear more on this coming up the half with Taylor Tannenbaum in the ACC huddle from Winston-Salem. Because, Steve, Tony Elliott went to 2-0 last night. Win over Stanford we saw last Saturday night. They beat Florida State last night, double overtime, 46-38. The winner of this game is going to be 2-0. If Georgia Tech wins, they'll be 2-0. Now, they trail, at last report, by 11. Late first half in Winston-Salem.
Conference is wide open.
Moore through the formation. They're going to hand it to Sheppard. He tries to wait, now pushes it to the perimeter. Here goes Nate Sheppard. Stiff arm on Samuel, knocked out of bounds in plus territory. The freshman, the Nate train that Manny Diaz spoke of yesterday, rolled 32 yards there.
That dude can accelerate. I mean, everybody had an angle on him. He ran around the defense and then accelerated. It was 1 step from going to the house. But here's the key. There's 37 seconds. Fran called a timeout. I'm not sure why. There's 37 seconds left right now, and they've got the ball on the plus side of the field. What Syracuse can't have right now is Duke getting more points.
Nate Sheppard, 6 carries, 110 yards, and a touchdown in this first half. Castle spells him. Mensah now going to cut it loose. That's Quayshawn Brown, the catch. Duke's got 2 timeouts left. Manny Diaz punches one there.
Timeout. Duke, their second.
Devin Grant the stop. Duke's got 9 plays in this first half of 15 yards or more. And Fran Brown burned that timeout. People are going to look at that and say, hey, wait a second. You're trying to get this thing to the locker room here.
Right.
He called a timeout after the first down play, and then all of a sudden Sheppard gashed him for 30-plus.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he did that, unless maybe there was something that they needed to address defensively that I couldn't see, right? That would be the only logic to that, to make sure you're sound, whatever that is, personnel, schematics. But just to call a timeout, I don't know what that strategy would be.
Right.
Now, Duke has the ball where they have it right now, 2nd and short, and with the ability to keep the chains moving and get within field goal range or possibly in the end zone.
Well, Darian Mensah is now 15 of 18 for 195 in this first half and 2 scores. Hazley, the tight end, in motion. Mensah the throw here on the 2nd and 3 to his right. He's going to lift that out of bounds. Brown was the closest guy there. Jaquez was pressuring for the Orange. The senior defensive end from New Jersey. So now 3rd down and 3.
Kind of surprised on that last down. They didn't run for the first down and get another set of downs. Now it's 3rd. They've got to convert here right now.
Duke's got over 300 yards of offense in this first half.
Is Syracuse going to bring another pressure and put themselves vulnerable, or are they going to play coverage? Play coverage.
Here's the snap. Here come the Orange. Mensah flips it out. This is Sheppard again. First down and spins toward the 30-yard line. Took the hit from Chestnut. And boy, Nate Sheppard. And the Blue Devils quickly to the line here. Clock running now, 14 seconds to go first half. Mensah is going to flip it behind Andrel Anthony. Out of bounds. Clock will stop with 6 seconds left. Manny Diaz has 1 timeout left. Duke can throw it in the middle of the field, but now you're kind of up against the clock here more than you're up against the Orange.
Yeah, on this delay, it was a delay blitz. You can see Sheppard with the acceleration again, getting that first down. Now they got time here, Wes, right now. I guess Duke is worried that they wouldn't be able to get a field goal. They must have confidence in their kicker.
Polino, who's longest, 43 last week, or 47 at Tulane. This is right at 45, and Todd Polino missed it. So he hit earlier in the half from 22, and here it's a 21, 203, and 2 scores. Blue Devils were also +2 takeaway giveaway. And the Orange will kick it to him to start second half. Hagens is deep. There'll be no return. And Duke will start from its 25. So, Steve, playing with a lead like this on the road for Manny Diaz, what are his hot points here as the 3rd starts?
Well, at halftime, he's telling his team, hey, guys, we got to come out here with a lot of energy. We've got to be consistent. We got to eliminate the penalties that we started the game with. We got to play cleaner. All right, we want to be able to establish the run in the start of the first half to set up our shots down the field. A lot of football left to play here, man. 1 series at a time, and he's coaching them like crazy right now.
Nate Sheppard starts in the backfield with Mensah. They also plug the tight end Hazley in, almost like a wing back. 2 tights to that left side. Here's Mensah on the move. Wants to loop it down the field. Hagens kind of turned him around to the sideline shoulder and missed on the throw. Peel, the Georgia transfer, in coverage for Syracuse. Manny Diaz, 51-year-old native of Miami, a Florida State grad, now in year 2 in Durham. He's coached the Blue Devils in 9 ACC games. He is 6-3 after the win against NC State last week.
Great job. He made an interesting point to us. This team has to learn how to play with expectations. Well, they have expectations in the second half. Let's see how that goes.
Yep. 2nd and 10. Brown in motion. They're going to hand the ball to Sheppard, trying to wait on a spot. Wow! Dropped a shoulder on Samuel. and drives forward close to a first down.
I mean, this is a really great run. Look how he's patient, and then boom, he finds the opening, and on the pad level that he delivers a Samuel on that run, which gives him the extra 3 yards, which puts him in a third and manageable right now. That's good football. Demetrius
Samuel, who should be playing his senior year of high school in Palm Bay, Florida, holding on against fellow rookie Nate Sheppard. Third down for the Blue Devils. Here comes the pressure from the Orange. Catch is made. That's Brown, and that's a first down. A flag is thrown. Eben McDaniels made the tackle for the Orange. The marker was
pass interference. Offense number 18. 15-yard penalty. It's third down.
It's another penalty on Barcate for pass interference. He had the first one today called. Sort it out for me here, Steve.
Yeah, they're once again, they're just running a little bit of a pick concept. I think Barcate could have done a better job of accelerating his arms, doing the exact same path, but showing more of an intent to run a route. He didn't really look like he was running a route. I think that's why they dinged him.
Cooper's got 4 catches, 72 yards. Both of Mensah's touchdown passes have been to the young man from California. So now third and very long. 18 for a Duke first down. Quick snap on the perimeter. Here's Brown. Got to get through some blue shirts and maybe broke one, but not going to get more than that. So it's going to be a 3 and out for Duke. Once you sort it out, Sparrow makes the stop for the Orange. And if Syracuse is going to make the comeback, that's a good place to start.
That was a critical penalty. I mean, you're talking about a first down going back to third and whatever it was, 15 or 20, and you know, it's just you can't make those mistakes. That's a mistake.
Reynolson, the Aussie, drives it away, and the fair catch asked for by Kerr and made right around the 30-yard line. Don't forget, this is game 1 of 3 today on ACC Network. Coming up next, Alumni Stadium, Chestnut Hill. I am intrigued by Justin Wilcox and Cal after a very discouraging game last Saturday night in San Diego State. And maybe even more so because Bill O'Brien and the Eagles have had a week off since losing at Stanford. BC Cal follows our coverage here from Syracuse. And then tonight in primetime, the Spartans and the Cardinals on the farm. Brought to you by Serpro here on ACC Network. That BC Cal game, Steve, 2 teams that have had some optimistic starts and now all of a sudden might be fighting for their lives a little bit.
Yeah, it's a critical game for both of them to come out strong here, and one of them's got to win it, and they each want it badly.
Yep, Orange from their 30, trailing by 3 touchdowns. Collins on the throw, catch made. Cook had it swiped out of there, and the Blue Devils are going to recover it. Deshaun Stone knocked it loose from Jonte Cook, and then Duke made the recovery with Kamari Robinson, the 3rd Orange turnover of the day.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Running a sprint out pass here, a nice way to start it, and a really nice ball. Got to put that away high and tight. Good job of getting that, swatting that ball and breaking it out, and that's good defense. You know, he really, I thought he had the ball held pretty well, to tell you the truth, but he knocked it out of there.
Deshaun Stone, the redshirt sophomore, emerging talent late last season for Manny Diaz in his first year in Durham, and he's delivered here in his sophomore campaign.
Fran was over on the sideline encouraging, you know, Justice Ross Simmons, and that's a good thing to do. Keep his confidence high. Got a lot of ball left to play here.
Ball at the 43-yard line, plus territory for Darian Mensah. Wants to throw, backing up in the pocket now in trouble. He's going to take a deep sack. Delorier, the freshman linebacker, would not let go of Darian Mensah in pursuit.
They get pressure here late. It pops open right there late, and then he spins out of that thing really kind of the wrong way and was switching the ball. Lucky that ball didn't get stripped out of there. But now they lost just, you know, a ton of yards here, 20 yards, whatever it is, and it makes it really impossible now. It's, you know, 2nd and 30-something.
A zip code. Sheppard in the backfield with Mensah. They're just going to hand the ball to Nate Sheppard, and a great play there. Chase Simmons makes the play behind the line. 2 TFLs And a sack here for the Orange in the first 2 snaps after the turnover.
Trying to run a delayed draw here. And yeah, the ground can't cause a fumble. That's not a fumble. But it is 3rd and 30.
Yep. Lost 15 on the first snap. And add 5 more to it.
This is not the start that Manny wanted. Of course, they got a turnover in their favor, but they're doing nothing with it.
Throw on the perimeter. Hagan's trying to find a crease. And he'll get back upfield to the 49. 11-yard play.
That 11 yards will at least help Duke punt the ball and try to pin Syracuse down inside their 10 if they can get that done and give them the long field. This is Syracuse got an opportunity here, a window to take advantage, you know, of Duke not really being proficient on offense and actually overcoming Syracuse's own turnover here, put a drive together and get back in this game.
Reynolds will punt it away, curve back, and will ask for and make the fair catch inside the 5. That's an unforced error on the Orange.
You don't catch the ball inside the 5 like that. That's poor.
Timeout on the field. Orange get it back.
Welcome back to Syracuse. Sophomore quarterback Rickie Collins spent the entire time on the sideline while his defense was on the field, encouraging his offensive line, encouraging his receivers, saying turnovers happen. We have to make the next play. Wes and Steve, we're seeing some leadership from the young quarterback who's making his first start today.
I think, Dana, there's some part of that he probably already had, but Steve, the way things have played out this far until today and the Angeli injury last Saturday, Collins has only probably had little bits and pieces along the way where he's shown that. That could go a long way depending on how today finishes and maybe, you know, the rest of the year, given that Angeli won't come back. Here's a first down give, and they fight through with Willis on the carry. Move it for about 3 or 4. And I guess the bigger picture also has to come into play here if you're a coach. If you're Fran Brown, you knew, Jeff Nixon knew, might be bumpy today with Rickie. But you got the rest of the season to play with Rickie. And he's your guy at this point because the competitive nature of the way Brown's designing this program, you need him to be your guy.
Yeah, and I think that it's been a little bit up and down, but he's done some good things here today. They liked him before. They believed in him. Yeah. They just got to ride with this. But people around him have got to rise up right now and make plays. That's what's, to me, really important here, and not turn the ball over.
Willis that time tried to get it to the outside, and Aaron Hall responds.
He tries to bounce this. There's nowhere to run the football, and Duke does a good job of coming off the blocks and making a tackle. The O-line of Syracuse has got to rise up here now and start asserting themselves in both the run game and the protection game. Critically important now on a 3rd and 7. Well, if they decide to throw the ball here, they've got to protect Rickie Collins here right now.
Collins will go to the gun. Nixon off his hip. And now he's going to tuck and run. See if he can pick up a first down, and he got taken out of the air by Musa Kane.
Really good open field tackle by Musa Kane. And you don't want to see your next quarterback flipped up in the air like this.
Coaches hold their breath a little bit there.
Oh, I held my breath. Before you know it, you get those kind of shots, you're on number 3 quarterback.
You've been out of it a while, and you're still holding your breath. Huh?
Oh gosh, yeah. You feel it's hard not to feel the pain of your brethren.
Brown will wait on the Stonehouse punt. Wobbly kick. Quayshawn Brown flagged down as he makes a catch shy of the midfield line. Let's check the penalty flag. 41-yard punt by Stonehouse. Adam Savoie is our white hat today.
During the kick, holding, receiving team, number 5. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down.
All right, so Duke will back up a little. 17-0. It was 17-17. Now 27-17. The Panthers playing without Desmond Reed today at the running back spot. There's Anderson Castle for 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
I like Anderson Castle. I think he's a good, strong, durable back. Maybe not a big home run hitter type of guy, but he's that guy that can get you that 4 or 5 yards and catches the ball well and is strong and can break tackles. I think he's a fine player.
Yeah. Duke, by the way, not huddling here as Jonathan Brewer's trying to get things filed up and ready to go. 2nd down and 5. Mensah gets it on the perimeter. This is Higgins with a block from Brown. He'll get the 1st down. Shoe top tackle by Martin on the perimeter for the Orange.
I tell you what, Keyshawn Brown out in the perimeter blocking on that play.
Yeah.
Watch number 7 here. Watch him block out here. Bam! He gets underneath the chin. That was a physical block. Wow.
Castle gives ground back. He's going to lose 3 on this play. Back over the midfield line to the Duke 48. Chris Thomas, 5th-year senior, started his career at Florida, then went to Marshall, and now here with the Orange. He's been coming on 5 tackles in his last 2 games prior to today.
Yeah, this is an important 2nd down. They're off schedule, Duke, right now. And, you know, it'd be interesting to see if this is an RPO hit for them. Are they going to RPO it, run pass option this thing, or is it going to be a, I would say that's what it'll be.
Give is Castle. Quick hitter right side. And he'll drive inside the 45 to the 44. That's going to leave 3rd and probably a full 5.
Yeah, nice job of getting a little over half on a nice stretch wide zone play, handoff play, put him in a more manageable 3rd and 6-ish.
Yep. Got a lot of respect for Jonathan Brewer and the job he does, Steve.
Yeah,
running Duke's offense.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They've got the quarterback they want. That's obvious, you know, and he's very comfortable with Darian Mensah as his cue running this whole operation.
Not been a great day for the Blue Devils on 3rd down. Here comes the pressure. Mensah gets it to Higgins. 1st down. Inside the 40. Higgins turns near side. He'll be shoved out of bounds. Inside the 25 is Samir Higgins, a grad student from Philadelphia. It's a 22-yard play here, Steve.
Oh, watch the stiff arm. Love stiff arms. You know, they're going to throw, they're going to fake to one side, throw the jailback screen back to the field. Nice run here at the end of the run. He's going to give a little bang. Get away from me.
1st down at the 23. Sheppard's into the ball game now for the Blue Devils. In the pistol with Mensah. And Nate Sheppard, already a career day, and spins to the 10. Could be 1st and goal. It'll definitely be 1st down. They're going to spot it at the 12 for the freshman, Brahim Long, after an 11-yard run. And here's Duke right at it again. Sheppard.
Wow.
And Nate Sheppard drives and scores. Touchdown Duke in the 2nd TD run of the day for the rookie from Mandeville, Louisiana.
He went from doodly to dude right there. He is now a dude. That's a dude. I mean, the acceleration, look at the end of that run. My goodness, I think we're seeing a star in the making here, Wes. I really do. This kid's going to take the ACC by storm. They found themselves a marquee guy right here. Wow. He's a home run hitter. And they've got themselves a real punch here with Castle and Sheppard.
Ruling on the field of a touchdown is under further review.
So this has to do with the scoring play. And does Sheppard break the plane before the knee or arm hit? Call on the field was a touchdown.
Hard to say right there. It might be on the 6-inch line. Hard to say. Will they overturn this call? I mean,
well, they got to look. Well, here's a pretty good look right here. If we go frame to frame,
I can't see the ball with the shade.
That's it.
You know,
indisputable video evidence is what it takes.
Let me see.
Pretty good look from our crew, director Drew Shavy, our producer Ben Ward.
Oh, that's I'm going to say touchdown, but that's a judgment call right there. That's right on the margin right there. I don't know if he can overturn that call.
That's the key. I'm not sure there's enough there.
Now that angle, you'd say he's short, you know?
I don't know, Coach.
But
Those are the balls over the white.
The field is upheld.
There we go. Very nicely done.
Look at,
and
he's
Sheppard's
happy.
got his second touchdown run of the day. A 7-play, 60-yard drive in 3:14. Boy, Nate Sheppard.
Yeah. If you're Manny over there, you're saying, hey, I think I got myself a guy.
I'll tell you. And here's the point after from Polino, and it is 31-3. How about another look at this? Second TD run of the day for Nate Sheppard. Boy, you thought the breakout party was last week. Let me tell you. Even with the double overtime loss last night in Charlottesville, the Saturday night game at Doak Campbell Stadium next week looms very large for Miami, who has a bye week, in Florida State. But all the inner workings of the ACC are in play today. We showed you that Wake's got the 2-touchdown lead on Georgia Tech as they go to the third quarter. Jackets would need a win to join Virginia at 2-0 after the win last night. Here's Hart. And he signaled for the fair catch and started upfield. So, on the ESPN app. Will Nixon will come in the ball game as the Orange starts from the 25 in a 31-3 deficit. Collins trying to break free from the pressure coming around the pocket. He'll throw it upfield, and Chandler Rivers almost had an interception.
Another ill-advised throw. You're on the run like that. You're being chased. You throw off your back foot. This is it's not what you want to do here. Great job on the blitz right now. He's able to penetrate that thing. And Jaden Francois really did a heck of a job putting the pressure on Rickie Collins.
Yep. So here's Collins. He'll dump it to Cook. Hit made right around the 30 or 31-yard line. Gompers the stop. Dana?
Well, Wes and Steve, there's a different atmosphere, a vibe, if you will, on the Syracuse sideline. Body language not necessarily positive, so much so that Fran Brown during that timeout had to tell his team, we got to keep our chin up. We got to stay in this game.
Yeah, that's smart of him to do that. I mean, sometimes as a head coach, you got to put it on your shoulder to get the juice factor going on the sideline and get everybody going and know when that's time for that to happen. And Fran's a good motivator, and that's the right thing he should be doing.
Third down and a full 4 for Collins. And that is Willis on the perimeter, and boy, he lowered his shoulder over there on Gompers or Landon Callahan to pick up the first down.
You see him flash. It looks like he's shaking his arm. Got a little stinger in there, but you know, his power, his strength, and his great hands on the perimeter catching the ball. It all shows. You see it live on the film or whatever. It's he's an impressive guy as well. We're seeing a couple of good running backs here today.
Sure are. First and 10 for Collins. Nixon back in the game. Here's Collins to his right. Catch is made on the perimeter and knocked out of bounds. Right around the Duke 40-yard line is the wide receiver, Emmanuel Ross.
Really good job there by Rickie Collins, stepping up in the pocket, shimmying up, breaking out of the pocket, keeping his eyes down the field, and finding the open receiver and throwing a dart. Nice job.
20-yard play, first and 10. Collins right back at it again. Dials Ross one more time. Sliding catch at the 31. It's a gain of 13. Chandler Rivers there in coverage, and Syracuse is now trying to move it up the gearbox a little bit.
Yeah, they're in rhythm. You know, you can see the timing's right, and there's no pass rush right now. That's the other thing. You know, Duke's got to affect them in the pocket. They're not doing it.
And that ball got thrown away. And Ross again is the intended receiver. Chandler Rivers in coverage.
Yeah, like hockey, they're making a line exchange here right now so that they can get some pass rush. Yeah, it's a lot of contact on the sideline there. Awful lot of contact. Boy, I thought maybe they would see a flag there.
Willis comes back in. And we saw him kind of point at his right shoulder coming off a moment ago. Now they're going to hand him the ball. Look at the big back into the fray. And boy, the Blue Devils are right there. Mergat. And Steve, remember the concern of Luke Mergat starting today with the injury to Nick Morris?
Yeah.
I would say this. Only coaches can tell you truly how their system works out in terms of grades. But we have not called Mergat's name in a negative fashion at all today.
No. He's played well. I mean, obviously Nick Morris is the center of that defense, and he's a big loss. But everywhere in college football there are big losses, and you got to have the ability to get other guys to rally up.
There's a throw on a slant. That's Darryl Gill Jr. the catch. By the way, I want to go back to this headshot. Stone made the stop. I want you to see this Luke Mergat headshot. I'm disappointed in you not to react when it popped up on the screen. Wait a second. Hang on, that's Todd Polino. I want you to see Mergat, because I don't want this to go by the boards, knowing that you're doing these games.
I did not see the headshot.
I know. I'm getting ready to show it to you.
All right, show it to me.
Pop it right up. Maybe we'll give it a full
see
screen. We'll see. See if Ben can get that ordered up for us. Look at that headshot, Steve. Come on. Is that not a linebacker?
Oh, that's a linebacker.
Yeah.
He needs a neck roll, though.
Oh, yeah.
With a neck like that, you need a neck roll.
Be disappointed if you didn't tell Packy that.
Yeah, I'm going to tell Packy next time we see him.
Here's Collins throwing, and it's caught. Ross Simmons at the 1. He came back for the ball against Kamari Robinson's coverage. And Rickie Collins bought all the time he had coming toward the bench to make the throw. Is it a catch? Oh, boy.
That looks like it's out of bounds.
Might be out of bounds.
Get a little review on that. I don't think that's going to...
Ruling on the field of a completed pass is under further review.
Yeah, he's out of bounds. Fran sees it. Yeah. I'd be surprised if this one is upheld.
What a great effort by Justice Ross Simmons. So Adam Savoie to the monitor.
Oh, be interesting. Maybe.
All right. Looked like we saw one look, and I thought,
I know.
not sure.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure on this call either.
I think this is. See where the ball is, where the hands are, where the elbow is. White line. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's.
Yeah. It's not secured until
the
the elbow's down.
Yep.
I think that's going to be out of bounds. I think that's going to be an incomplete pass.
If it were in the middle of the field, I think it's a catch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
he caught the ball.
Caught the ball, yeah. But here, out of bounds.
It's a big call here right now. You know?
Sure.
This puts them on the 1 yard line. First and goal to go. So Syracuse needs this to be upheld.
About a different angle here, Coach.
All right, let's take a look at a different angle.
Yep, that's on the white and in the orange.
Yeah. Well, Fran thinks it's a catch. I read his lips. It is a catch. I just don't know if it's a catch in bounds.
Right. So Adam Savoie.
After further review, the pass was incomplete. Turnover on downs. First down, Duke.
So the ball will belong to Duke. Call is reversed, and we're going to step aside. Blue Devils will have it just inside their 30 when we come back. Nate Sheppard and the Blue Devils are back out there. Oh, and by the way, Darian Mensah is the quarterback. 31-3 in a career day for the rookie running back. Mensah's got 250 on 20 of 26 and 2 TDs to Barcate.
You circle those two guys back there, you got some productivity.
1st and 10 it is for the Blue Devils. And the give will be to Sheppard here to the near side and keeps his feet and a little burst. And we'll see where they measure him out of bounds. They're going to spot him out at the 34-35. Looked like George Rooks Jr. shoved him out of bounds. Steve?
George Rooks, his dad was a heck of a player here at Syracuse, and he's following that long tradition.
Yep. His dad was really good. Does this make you feel old when your guys that you coached and recruited are their kids, huh?
I'm not going to comment on that right now. You know? Dana's duly documented my age.
2nd down. Play fake. Mensah on the RPO shoots it. And Chase Tyler, redshirt freshman from Powder Springs, Georgia, in traffic with the catch.
I mean, he threaded that needle. I'm not sure he should have threw that ball. It was an RPO. He comes off of the run action and threads it right in there between the safety. Oh, gosh. A heck of a play.
Yeah. Pretty decent coverage, to be honest with you, by the Orange.
Yeah, no doubt.
Jaleel Martin right there at the corner in Tyler's pocket. So here is Mensah to work. Pistol set for the Tulane transfer. On the perimeter now, and here's Andrell Anthony. Started his career in Michigan, then went to Oklahoma. Martin will make the tackle on Anthony.
He now move up to 1A.
Oh boy.
I say A1A.
Here's the give to Sheppard. Dana was talking about him, and he drops his shoulder, cracking inside the 35 against Deuce Chestnut. That's not your average guy he's running over, by the way. That's 46 games in his college career. Now, Steve, in all honesty, you started with Mensah as the dude.
I did.
But you've added Sheppard today.
I've added Sheppard, and I don't want to take anything away from Mensah because he's played pretty dudeish, but I got to go. I mean, I just got to go with Nate. I mean, Nate Sheppard to me is grabbing a hold of this thing. I think a star is born, Dana, and I would say this. The Syracuse defense got to tighten up a little bit here, and we can't let them run through us here now. You know, they've got to commit a little more to the run, which I know is dangerous, but they got to stop the run.
Sheppard's got 188 yards of offense, and here he goes again. That'll be 9 more to the 24 of the Orange. Simmons makes the stop. My goodness. This guy from Mandeville, Louisiana, is causing problems.
Yeah, and he's a talent, and you know, they've got guys, they've got talent at receiver, talent at running back, talent at quarterback, so you know, you become dangerous and explosive, and on defense you got to figure out, okay, what are we taking away? Well, now they got another guy they got to figure out how to take away here.
13 carries, 164 on the ground. He's also been pretty handy in the receiving game as well.
Duke's getting into a bigger set right now, adding a tight end wing, which isn't their main deal. And, you know, they're trying to grind this clock down, get first downs, run the football. But before you know it, there's going to be an RPO, sink the ball, bang it for, you know, an explosive, or one of these things is coming. You know, that's just in their nature now.
He's also close to 200 yards of total offense today. All-purpose yardage, rushing and receiving. Manny Diaz. Hey, look at this. I'm good. I don't need to come out, Steve. Look at that. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Huh?
That's a baller now. That's baller. Yeah. That's the football version of Dana Bible.
Right.
Baller.
Yeah. Pistol again. Here goes Sheppard. And he'll drop a shoulder inside the 20 he goes. Chestnut making the tackle. Tell you what, Dana, the more we see a 20 in the white, I'm in.
Was Steve trying to make a reference to me?
No, Dana Bible, the great offensive coordinator, right? Isn't that what you said?
I thought I heard it wrong. I thought he said
yeah,
Boyle.
you said Dana Bible.
You know,
you meant Dana Boyle, a baller?
Yeah. You know.
I'll take it.
You know what, Dana? You're right. It's the age thing. You just I had like a flashback of some nature. I said Dana Bible. Oh my goodness, Dana Boyle.
Okay.
Yes, it's the football version of Dana Boyle.
Okay. Nate
Baller.
Sheppard. Nice.
Yeah, maybe I should be more careful with that, Wes, you could have hit me or something.
I figured you were going to talk about, one of the really
Dana Bible.
bright offensive minds in college football.
Yeah.
Here's the give. This is Anderson Castle now. As Sheppard does get a break on the Duke bench. Boy, pretty nice when you can hand it to a 215-pound grad student in his 59th collegiate game as Anderson Castle today.
They're wearing down this Syracuse defense. And
look at the third quarter yardage, Steve. 319 yards.
319 yards, That's when you start getting demoralized. You're worn down physically and mentally. But you got to find a way to make a stand here. It's 3rd and short. You got to find a way to stop this play right here.
We got 4:43 in the ball game. Castle sneaks at the 5 and scores. Anderson Castle finishes the drive with a 13-yard touchdown run. And here early in the 4th, Duke has now scored 3 times on the ground and twice up top.
Now that's taking the air a little out of the dome here right now, to say the least.
12th career touchdown for Anderson Castle. And with 11:04 to go, Polino makes it 38-3. 9 plays, 71 yards, 5.5 minutes for Anderson Castle and the Blue Devils to extend the lead.
Flashback on Bible. You must have been like laughing to yourself.
4:30 on the West Coast in the South Bay. ACC Primetime presented by Servpro, San Jose State, and Stanford. And then after the game, ACC Huddle final score, a full chronicle of the Week 5 in the Atlantic Coast Conference. It started last night with Virginia's double overtime win at Charlottesville over Florida State. 3 games at this hour involving ACC teams. And then coming up in the middle window today, you got Cal BC, and then tonight Virginia, NC State, San Jose State at Stanford as well. And all we're doing is building and layering to next Saturday night in Tallahassee with Miami and Florida State. And then you're going to see teams coming off bye weeks. Clemson, SMU, Steve, looking to get right. SMU hard loss at TCU last Saturday. Clemson lost to the Orange at home. Carolina's on a bye week. They host Clemson at noon next week on ESPN. Justice Ross Simmons the catch as the Orange gets started off the 25.
And he broke a nice tackle and gave a nice first down here. I think Syracuse wants to just kind of group together now and work on getting some consistency here.
Collins to work, trying to get Simmons. Again, Ross Simmons, and that got deflected away. I want to say Pelicata. Yep, sure was. Andrew Pelicata, the safety, coming over the top to make the play.
Yeah, I would just say that he's got to move that safety with his eyes. I'm talking about Rickie Collins now. He's got to move the safety. He's not doing that, and they're breaking off the hash and making plays on. That could have been picked, probably should have been picked.
Yeah. Second in the full 10. Collins looking left again for Ross Simmons, who makes the grab. And Callahan was there defensively. Now there's a flag thrown on the play, and I think it's offensive pass interference on Justice Ross Simmons.
Yeah, I think he
Pass
pushed away.
Offense, number 12, 15-yard penalty. It's second down.
So they'll back the Orange up. Another look here with Callahan and Ross Simmons.
Yeah, they're hand checking, hand fighting here. And then right there, he had that push away, which created the separation, which led to the completion. So, good call.
Dana, I want to say this, even though there was a penalty called there, one of the best stories we found this week is Justice Ross Simmons practices wearing boxing gloves.
Nothing like leveling up your ability to catch the ball. Fran Brown said he's got some injured knuckles, so he's been making him wear boxing gloves entire practice to catch balls. That's one way to get it done.
Now, Steve, boxing gloves, catching footballs. Something doesn't seem right about that.
I know, you asked that. You had to make sure you heard it right.
Like, he's catching the football wearing boxing gloves.
I know. Well, you know what? Increases his focus and concentration and probably fingertip control. Probably pretty smart.
Yeah. Say this. He is some kind of gifted as an athlete. There was some question whether he'd be a wide receiver at this level. Started his career at Colorado State. Here he is on a crossing route, trying to pick up an Orange first down. Gets brought down by Pelicata again. Is Justice Ross Simmons. And by the way, look at this catch last week. And by the way, this is Ashton Hampton too. That's not just some guy Clemson's got out there playing corner.
These receivers for Syracuse are talented guys. They've got the ability to catch the ball in traffic and great hands. And they're explosive playmakers, but they've been held a little bit at bay today.
Yep. Quarterback Rickie Collins making his debut as a starter. Look at Stonehouse.
Wow.
Almost knocked that out to 81. Fair catch called for by Brown. And that'll get us to a break. There's a flag on the field here at the 48. So before we swap ends of the field, let's see what the math is on this.
During the kick, holding receiving team number 0. Penalty is half the distance to the goal from the end of the kick. First down.
56-yard punt. So Manny Diaz talking to Chandler Rivers. And here's a look. Now the Blue Devils are going to go to Berkeley. They'll be at California Memorial Stadium next Saturday night, late night. That's a 10:30 Eastern kick with the sturdy Golden Bears. And then a bye week. And then Georgia Tech visits Wallace Wade Stadium. And then at Clemson, at UConn, and Virginia. Kind of gets them to mid-November.
So there's some challenges along the way. That no joke traveling across the country playing late at night now. No joke at all.
And here's Henry Beelan in the ball game at quarterback for the Blue Devils. And he hands the ball to Travis Bates. Yeah, all of a sudden that Duke-Virginia game's got a different tilt, doesn't it, in November?
Yeah, that could be a real important pivotal game.
Yeah. So we get our first look at Bates in the ball game as the Blue Devils scrimmage from their 5. And there's Henry Beelan, who is a junior.
Big guy. He's got some size.
And is wearing the number that Darian Mensah wants to wear. But he wears 3. So Darian told us the story yesterday. I couldn't wear 3 because Henry Beelan has it. And here's Bates again on the carry. He'll just lower his shoulder maybe to a yard at the 10. We'll see. Mensah wore 10. We asked him yesterday, well, why do you wear 10? He said, well, I really want to wear 3, but Henry Beelan has 3. Well, Henry Beelan used to wear 10 before he wore 3. And my question is, Henry Beelan the 4th, Dana, why doesn't he wear 4?
I just like that Darian Mensah wasn't going to ask him to switch numbers with him. That tells you what type of guy Darian Mensah is off the field. I would have asked.
Well, here's the other thing too, Steve. We're in a day and age in college athletics where we can work some of that NFL stuff out on jersey numbers, can't we?
Yeah, we can buy them, no question. But Dana, I'm with you. I kind of was impressed by the fact that, he's like, well, I know he's got it, and I'm just going to.
Here's Bates.
Wow.
Look at this. Travis Bates with a big run. Midfield before he's shoved out of bounds by Brahim Long. Everybody in a white shirt is running with it now. Look at this play, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, it's wide open. I mean, there's no linebackers. There's no second-level tackling. I mean, it's just down the boundary. It's got a bad look, Wes. We talk about, imagine that, in the pros, how they'll pay for jersey numbers. Imagine if that happened in college, though. That's kind of got a bad look, I think.
I got a lot of things going on now that you didn't have going on 10 years ago.
I know. It's a new world, I guess. I don't know if I like that piece of that world, but whatever.
Ball at the 49 after a 39-yard run by Bates. All right. Here's Henry Beelan handing again to Bates. Not much there. Got knocked back. As we work towards 7 minutes to play, Omo Pariola makes the stop for the Orange. You know, if I'm Manny Diaz, and I know that schedule we just showed you up there a moment ago, I'm pretty excited. I'm getting Travis Bates some time, the redshirt junior from Tampa, Florida, out of Berkeley Prep here today. I'm equally excited. I'm getting a chance to play some of my backups in the offensive line too, Steve, before the month of October in a conference game on the road.
All this is great experience. You're going to need them all. So that's the beauty about when you're having a good season, you're playing well, you get a chance to get in these games, give these guys some play. It means all the difference in the world for their development.
Yep.
And that's what it's all about.
Beelan will be knocked out of bounds. Third down coming up, Dana.
Well, judging by the face of Manny Diaz on the sidelines, he doesn't look too excited, and you have to wonder, is it the mentality that he wants his team to keep playing with until the final whistle? They're trying to set an expectation and a standard here at Duke football.
Yeah, Dana, you know, I think, you know, as the head coach, you're over there, you don't want to get too high. You don't want to, you want to bring everybody back to reality. He's going to put the mean mug on, and find something to be annoyed about. That's usually the MO.
Is that the way you guys work?
Yeah.
Find something?
It's all that bizarre psychology. Then,
236 yards of rushing today, and Bates will get nothing there on third down.
All that aside, this is a nice, it's going to be a nice win for the Duke Blue Devils, and I think really a great sign of their ability to be explosive on offense. And they got a little better up front on offensive line. They got a little better on defense today. So, I mean, those are real positive things to take forward as this conference is wide open.
Duke's winning 5 straight ACC games too, Coach, if you go all the way back to last year. It's 5 straight ACC wins. 3 at the tail end of 2024. The game last week against NC State, 4, and now 5 today.
Timeout. Syracuse.
Syracuse takes a timeout for the 4th down play before Reynoldson punts it. We'll step aside here in Central New York. Barcate, Steve.
Yeah, he's had a good night tonight. I mean, they're running the ball in the second half, but early in this game, he made a lot of plays. Has a knack for getting open and catching the ball.
Yep.
Number 1 criteria for a wide receiver, according to Coach Bill Belichick. Get open, catch the ball.
By the way, Barcate came in averaging 4 catches a game, 16th in the league, but he was 4th in yards per game in ACC play at better than 84 contest. He doubled his touch. He went from 1 to 3 touchdowns today, by the way, with 2.
I think interesting, Wes, as you go through this game is, okay, we talk about where does Duke go. Where does Syracuse go?
Well, Dallas for starters.
Yeah, and they've got to shore up this defense. I know we talked a lot about the quarterback thing, which was a big deal, no doubt about it, right? But the story of this game was being able to stop Duke. I mean, that didn't happen. Duke had a few miscues from penalties, but other than that, I mean, they kind of had their way.
All right, so let's measure a little bit of the story coming in, because we watched Steve Angeli go down last week, Rickie Collins. The story going into the game was Rickie Collins' debut as the quarterback of the Orange, right?
And they had a lot of confidence in him.
Correct. But the story coming out of the game is not going to be offensively at all.
No.
Now, there were moments for Collins. Now, they haven't scored as much as they want to. They've had some turnovers, 3 of them to be exact. Syracuse came in averaging 38 points a game. Everybody was talking about how the offense was humming. They'll be quick to look at the scoreboard and say, well, the offense.
Right.
Your concern coming out of here going to Dallas is what they are on defense.
Yes, and which coming in on defense, they were 129th or something in the country in total yards. So, I mean, I think it's hard to rely on your offense to always outscore your opponent and have to score, 35 points or whatever to win a football game. So, I just think you got to go back to work on defense, got to create more pressure on the opposing quarterback, got to be able to stop the run, and got to get some things shored up there, and of course allow, Rickie Collins to grow and develop as a quarterback. He did a couple of good things tonight. You saw couple of little snapshots of good running back play, but we didn't see today is much play out of the tight end and
Villari,
Dan Villari. he was a little absent here tonight.
I tried to get it to him early.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not much after that. You're right. But then again, with the turnovers, and you're a coach, you got to kind of almost pivot your plan offensively based on where Duke is taking you in the game, right?
Yeah, no question. I mean, you know, turnovers get you off track real quick.
There's Ross. Emmanuel Ross has been a nice add here in the receiving corps today. Big combination hit there. Griffin made the play for Duke. That's Leon Griffin from Virginia Beach. He's from E.J. Manuel's high school, Bayside, by the way.
Good football.
Oh, yeah. 757? Absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of players. Virginia Tech made a living down in that area recruiting.
Here's Collins to his right, and he will overthrow now. Flag's been thrown. That's a late hit on Bryce Davis, I think, the defensive end.
Yeah, he went to the head. That was unnecessary completely.
Yeah, he's a freshman
Personal
from Greensboro,
foul.
Grimsley.
Roughing the passer, defense number 14. 15-yard penalty, an automatic first down.
So Davis, by the way, the Duke defensive end, called for the penalty. This is a young freshman who they're very excited about. He's working his way through his rookie year. Steve, he is the highest rated recruit in Duke football history.
Well, he's going to have to get a little talking to on the sideline, and part of that maturing process to say, hey, we don't need that penalty right now.
He was the number 13 defensive end in ESPN 300. There's a throw and catch. Boy, that's like a one-hand tuck. Kayvon Simmons hauling it in.
I understand, Rickie Collins is in here. He needs reps, he needs work, and I totally get that. But you also got to be a little careful here, too. This game's out of hand, and you certainly don't want to lose him next.
I said Simmons. That was the Orange who made the catch. And there's a grab. That is Clement, the tight end, who's from Christian Brothers Academy in Albany. He had catches against Tennessee and Colgate. That's his third catch of the year for the big 6'6", 260-pound tight end, David Clement. Well, Duke is still challenging in the secondary. George Wright out of Dallas with the hit there. And there's our 2-minute timeout.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
38-3. Duke on the way to 2-0 in the ACC in their third win. Final 2 minutes from the JMA Dome here in Syracuse, where it was 3-3 briefly. There's a handoff, and Jaden Hart getting the carry. He had 6 carries for 28 yards in the win against Colgate earlier this season. Sophomore from Michigan City, Indiana. Every good football coach knows where that is.
I've been there.
Not far from South Bend.
That's right. I got a few years logged in over there.
So we get Jaden Hart in the lineup with Rickie Collins, who's now going to have a lot of game tape to look at. There's Hart the catch, and he's taken out of bounds by Bradley Gompers, I think, the linebacker. So Hart and the Orange in the final 80 seconds of the game. Syracuse will be in Dallas next Saturday. See Rhett Lashley and SMU coming off a bye week. Mustangs will want to be better and sharper on defense too. There's a throw, catch is made. And the grab for the first down. That's Ross, number 18 with the grab. And Syracuse goes over 300 yards. Now Hart trying to slip through, and he got tackled. Going to the ground, Musa Kane, the corner, who's playing in his home state today, went to Blair Academy and is from New York City. And there's our timeout.
Timeout.
So 39 seconds
Syracuse,
to go.
Their second. Timeout.
Duke on the way to a win.
And we're going to be in the throes of it now.
Here is Collins trying to score. He'll sneak down to the 2. Syracuse has one timeout remaining. And third down coming up for the Orange here. 3rd and goal. Hart's in the backfield with him. Blue Devils trying to keep the Orange out of the end zone.
Pride.
Give is to Hart, and Duke will shut him down at the 2, maybe the 1. And now a timeout is taken.
Syracuse
with 6 seconds left.
30 seconds.
So Syracuse with 4th down and goal in a 38-3 game has used their final timeout to see if they can get in the end zone. If Duke turns them away, it'll be the first time they have not allowed a TD since a year ago in their Week 1 win against Elon. I think you actually did that game, sir. Duke and Elon a year ago.
I did. I was there, front and center. Yeah.
So 30-second timeout.
I don't know. I always, you know, I hate these little last-minute timeouts when they're all meaningless. You know, it's sometimes you hope there's no bad karma here. You know.
Sure.
God forbid someone gets hurt. I don't know. Golly. Oh well. Guess you. Other school of thought is work your team.
Yep. So here is Rickie Collins on the Orange on the final play of the game. Collins looking to throw. It's incomplete. And the Blue Devil defense, you can tell, Steve, that meant something to Manny Diaz's unit out there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you get a little bit of pride. You're out there saying, what are we doing here? Okay, well, we're going to play that game, and we're going to bow up and stop you here, you know? Hey, none of it matters, I guess.
It's going to end at 38-3. Syracuse turns it over on downs. The Orange is going to go to 3-2. Their 6-game home winning streak has been snapped. They haven't lost at home since Stanford beat them a year ago on a Friday night here. And now Duke's only got to touch a knee with 2 seconds left, and the Blue Devils will be 3-2 and 2-0 in the ACC and tied for first with Virginia. Awesome. Cavaliers got there last night in double overtime over against Florida State. And Henry Beelan is just going to take one snap here, and if he falls forward, the ball game will end. And that's what's going to happen. And that's
the end of the game.
Duke now leads this series 5-1. And their first meeting